What is up, guys? My name is Greydust, and welcome to another 5 thing video, or whatever I'm gonna call this series. I'm not sure yet. I've tried to make this intro about 5 times. Exactly 5 times. Yeah, trying to think of what to specifically call this, but I'll come up with a name in the future. And as you can tell by the title, it's basically 5 things that I want them to do with Fallout the next Fallout. Not Fallout New Vegas, because that was the previous Fallout. But probably Fallout 4, they might do something else, I'm not sure. But I've got 5 things noted down here which I would like to, them to have in this new Fallout they're going to be making, because we all know it's going to come soon. Bethesda have teased it so much now, so we're going to start off with the first thing on my list, which is, sorry, they're dry lips. First thing on the list, which is better customization, and by this I mean, basically I found in Fallout, you're in a post-apocalyptic world, and some of the guns you can make, say in Fallout 3, you can make the railway gun, and, the dart gun, which is really creative, but I would like it to be more in-depth with that, because it was only about 6 items you could craft, and I'd like it to be that you could create, random things, so I don't know, for instance sakes, you get a couple of fuse wires, a can, and I don't know, some gunpowder, and you can make a really OP grenade, and judging by, say, what your level is, it judges on the power of how much damage it's going to do, and so forth. Instead of going by, say, skills and so forth, it goes by how good you are at making and crafting, stuff like that. Another thing I wanted them to do, and this is obviously going to happen in the next Fallout, and it's most likely going to be, well, I'm not sure how this might go. Number 2 is basically better graphics. I'm not somebody who always goes on about graphics in games. I don't give a shit if the gameplay is good enough. Then, yeah, I'm happy with the game itself. But with Fallout, I found that because it's such an exploration-heavy game, and the fact that it has such menial shit graphics, basically, it's poor. Even the characters' looks, even though they come out like in 2008, I think, or 2007, 3 did, and 2011 is when New Vegas came out, they could have done a better job, I think. For instance, Borderlands, that was a better looking game. I can't remember when that came out, actually, but that was a stunning game. I think that might come out 2009, wasn't it? But that was stunning for its time. I really hope that with this next gen now, that they make the graphics just stunning. I don't mean Skyrim, because honestly I found Skyrim quite ugly. I prefer the Oblivion graphics in ways because I found it more adventure, but I want them to go with something new for Fallout, something gritty, something that looks sort of realistic, just because it's an adventure game, and really graphics when it comes to adventure games is one of the main priorities, I find. But then, as I said, I'm not a very heavy graphics guy. So, on to number 3. This is a sort of, it's got a lot in it. It's basically, I wanted it to be more danger involved. I really found in the previous 2 Fallouts, and don't get me wrong, I love Fallout series, it's one of my favourite. Fallout 3 is my second favourite game of all time. And, but I found that there was, basically, it lacked a lot of danger. You could be walking for about a good 5 or 6 minutes, and I know that doesn't sound long, but in gamers' time, that's quite a bit in the Fallout world, and nothing will attack. I find, it's supposed to be a world that's been hit by post-apocalyptic, and it just doesn't feel dangerous. I feel like, not only that, I feel too OP to go, and like everything I'm going to go up against, basically, I feel like I'm going to kill quite easily, and it won't cause a threat, unless it's a Deathclaw, or an Overlord in Fallout 3, or, even in New Vegas Cazadors, I never found them that hard to kill, to be honest. The only thing I found hard in that game to kill was the bloody Deathclaws. Yeah, they caused a lot of threat to me. But yeah, I want them to have more danger with the enemies, basically have more, say, radiation pools and so forth, because at the end of the day, the radiation, yes, is clearing up, but it's still going to be something. I want them to be, so, yeah, as I said, more danger. I want you to be more of a survival game. Let's go with that, because it feels just like once you get a couple of items, you're an OP prick, basically. So yeah, I've dragged on that point, sorry. So we'll move on to number 4, which is one that I can go both ways with because it's infinite leveling up. Now, one of the complaints I had with Fallout is the fact that you can level up really easily. Like with the DLC, I think it's level 50 is the maximum on New Vegas, and I got to that quite quickly. If it was 50, I can't remember what it was, but I got to max level 50, whatever it was, on New Vegas and Fallout 3 relatively, fast, and it sort of annoyed me because I still had loads of quests to do, and I still had lots to explore and everything, and I had nearly done everything, and I think that if they had infinite leveling up, let's say add a cap to after, say, 30, 40, I don't know, that stops you from getting, or, reduces the amount of points you can put into each perk, or so it makes it fair so you can only, say, max out about 5 or 6 stats. I think that would be more, it'll be better. But anyway, I could see why they won't give infinite leveling up, because it might just ruin the experience for everyone and make you too OP. So I can see both sides, but infinite leveling up would be a nice feature in there. And the last point here is one which I think a lot of the people want, and a lot of modders have been going out there. And don't get me wrong, I fucking hate modding. I think that modding a game makes you a worthless cunt. Now, what I'm going to say in this one is that I want in-depth in the game. By that, I know there's a lot of in-depth in Fallout already, but I want stuff like bounties. Say you cause a crime, you get a bounty on your head, and they come after you like the shit. They come after you. They will, they go after you, and the more trouble you cause, the more bounties, the more you're worth. And that's something I've wanted in Fallout for a long time. And I know they have this feature in Fallout 3 where you work for bounty hunters, but yeah, I that's not good enough, basically. Bethesda, get on it. Stuff like bounties would be awesome. But not just that. I want it to be more in-depth. Like Skyrim brought in the marriage feature. If they brought that into Fallout, that would be awesome. You could marry people in Fallout. Maybe more in-depth NPCs. So you have NPCs that aren't Megaton Citizen or Strip Visitor, whatever they're called. So you actually have people with names, so you can interact with them, learn more. I want them to give like all of the NPC stories, and I think that they can do this with next gen. And I would absolutely love it if, say for instance, if they brought in the feature where, I don't know, ghoulification. That's one thing that I would love. The fact that if you stand around radiation for too long, if your radiation is high enough and you don't do anything about it, you become a ghoul. How awesome would that be? And I want it to be so you can sort of customize your own character's backstory, because I found it quite annoying that in New Vegas and Fallout 3 you were given a backstory, while in Skyrim you basically don't have a backstory. I know it's more story driven when it comes to Fallout, but I still would like and prefer them to give you basically the choice of you decide your own story of your backstory, and then you decide forwards, just like Skyrim had, and Oblivion, and most of them. So you don't particularly know what happened in your character's past, but you can make it up as you go along. And yeah, those are 5 things that I want in the next Fallout. Hopefully that Bethesda will announce this soon, because I've been waiting for ages for it. And yeah, I'm sort of, it'll be my number 1 game on my want list at the moment, because I just love Fallout, basically. I prefer it over Elder Scroll games. Like, I haven't even touched Elder Scroll Online, for Christ's sakes. It looks like a pile of wank, to be honest. Skyrim, I've played more than Oblivion, but I prefer Oblivion. I haven't played Morrowind. I'm sorry, don't shoot me. Yeah, I want to play it badly, but I just haven't had, I don't have the PC to run it. My PC's too good for it. I might pick it up somewhere and hopefully play through it one day. But yeah, that's basically my video on 5 things. Leave in the comments if you watch this video, that is. Basically, leave in the comments what you want in the next Fallout. If I just said Skyrim a couple of minutes ago, which I'm not sure if I did, I'd be quite cross. Yeah, basically, leave in the comments what you want in the next Fallout, and I'll take a look, and I might do a sort of reaction video to your comments to see what I think of your ideas and so forth. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, karatata, bitch.